I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce one of the chiefs, a past coworker of mine and a friend who has been in the fire service since 1990. He's been an advocate and a presenter on mental wellness, not only for the fire service but in general, and he's going to share his experience. Please help me welcome Steve Serbic to the stage.
Thank you very much. I really want to say thank you to Steve Farina here. You know, as a chief officer, and you're reaching out to somebody in the BCPFFA for answers, because I want to be that chief officer that can make a difference in mental health. That's the guy I wanted to be when I took that job. I lost my brother to mental illness. I've lost friends. I started my job right after a few friends from Surrey were successful in suicide. So that's the guy I wanted to be. So I want to take this opportunity to thank you. You're not just making a difference, you're saving lives. Thank you very much, Steve. So I'll explain a little bit of my story. Steve said I could do it if I dropped 2 F-bombs. I'm not really good at swearing, but I'll see what I can do here. Trudy Rondeau said the exact same thing, actually. Like I said, when I started my job, I wanted to have an open door policy that if somebody needed help, they could walk into my office. I grew up in Surrey with some great people. I felt I could talk to chiefs at any time. If I was having a bad day, I could go into their office. I wanted to be that guy. Came to a small department with things that I didn't really understand, and I kind of grew up really fast in the first year. Met a gentleman who knew the lay of the land really well. He had a really strong faith. Talked to him, multiple coffees. He decided he was going to be a pastor for Oak Bay and Esquimalt. It might be tough for me, but I'm going to plow through this one. I've never told this before. It's the first time I've ever done it. So I actually have another presentation, but I'm going to do this one because I think it's important. And man, he was amazing. Kindest man you would ever meet in your life. Big smile. If you were having a bad day, he would just in his presence, it'd be like sitting next to a campfire. He came into our department, he would ice cream, he would talk to the guys. We had a bad call, he'd be there. That was our guy. I spent a lot of time talking to him about suicide, suicidal thoughts. What do we do? I'm new to this region. He had all these great ideas. They were amazing ideas. I'm going to fast forward to about a year ago. I'm not going to mention his name, but that gentleman took his life. And it rocked our department, and it rocked Oak Bay's department. And being the chief I wanted to be, that I could make a difference, I immediately called the people I knew in Surrey. Dave Burns he's just such a smart, honest, helpful human being. He was great. IAFF peer support came in, did CIR. And then we opened cyber counseling for every one of our members, that they could, at will, talk to a counselor. I mean, you couldn't do enough. And then right after that, I get this call to go to Loon Lake, and I go. And you know what? Like I said, I lost my brother to mental illness. I've had several friends that I've lost. I'm not an expert. I don't think I'm super knowledgeable, but I thought I could be good at that part of the job. So I thought I did everything I could do for the members of my department. I'm telling you right now, you can never do enough, especially when an incident like that happens. And you can't prepare for that. And when I went to Loon Lake, I actually was feeling pretty good. I was feeling pretty good about myself. You know, I was trying. I got the call to Loon Lake. I'm going to use another chief's words that was also in the group, and he said, yeah, we're all here to just kick the tires. That's what we thought. Guys are bringing runners and shorts, and yeah, it was going to be, we're going into this retreat, and it's up in the mountains, and we're going to talk, and we thought, a lot of us thought, we were just going to see what it was like for our members. So, first day we get there, and many people ask, what's so great about it? What was it like? Okay, one time only, because holy f***, it was amazing.
One more to go.
There you go. No, that's good. That's it. It was. For me, I thought I was doing well. I got there. I felt strong. You know, I process well. I wake up with a smile on my face every morning. That's how I start my day. listen to a little motivational clip, Jocko or Simon Sinek or something on my way to work. And some days I have a shitty day. I come home and the guys say, "How was your day?" And I said, "You guys squished all the jelly out of my donut today," and then I leave. And I give them that little piece. But I felt like I was doing good. I felt like I'd processed it all well. I'm going to Loon Lake. This would be a good retreat for me. I looked at the list. There was some people there I knew. We all get there the first day, big circle. I know 4 people. I know 3 people there. 3 people I know. So I don't even know what we're going to do there. I don't even know why I'm there. I don't even know who sent me there. I don't know. So anyways, we sit down and we all talk, introduce ourselves. We sit in a big circle, and it's super cool. We start to build trust right away. We talk about confidence, and it doesn't leave the room. We start building trust immediately. Just so you know, we all agreed that we would talk about it, and that's one of the reasons I'm standing here in front of you today. So, we have 3 great doctors. Duncan is amazing. Gives you a little project, write down your life up until you became a firefighter. So I start writing some stuff down. You don't have to talk about it, he says. Just write it down. So I'm writing it down and I never really looked back into my childhood. In fact, social services took over my life when I was pretty young. And I blocked it out of my memory. I never really looked at it. But for some reason, I decided for this project, because I don't have to tell it, I'm going to write it all down. I write down my childhood story, write it all down on a piece of paper. And we sit in a big circle, and he goes, read. They start saying, read what you want to read. So I'm sitting there going, I am not reading this. I am out. I'm just sitting here. I'm going to bullshit my way through this. And they're just going to go right by me. And so the first person tells the story. It's like, wow, you feel empathy and pride, and you're proud of a person you've never met before in your life. Second person talks. Same deal. Third person talks. And now you're into hours. There's no time to go running or swimming. You're there till 10, 11 o'clock at night on your first day. It gets to me, and I read that whole story. I felt I had to because the people before me did it. And then the people after me do the same thing. I texted my wife before I went to bed that night, and I said, I bawled my eyes out. And I don't think I have any tears for tomorrow. I can assure you I cried harder the next day than I did that day. And what I realized about everything that I'd done, I felt guilty about the death of that individual because we had conversations and we were talking about suicide awareness and even our own suicidal thoughts that if you talk to any first responder, there's very few people in this room that have never had a suicidal thought. We talked about those and how could we bring that out and, I really internalized it, but I didn't realize it until I got into Loon Lake. And so my perception of myself was I was doing good. And how often do you think that happens? That happens all the time, and especially at the chief officer level. What I can say about Loon Lake is for me, okay, here we go, it was amazing. Okay, that's it, I'm good. Trudy will be proud of me. So I will say, I was just so proud to be back in the fire service. I will say, those people that I went there with, I'll be friends with for life with them. You know what? I'm not a hugger, but every time I see one of them, I just got to give them a big hug. And, on the last day, you do something. I won't tell you what it is, but it's pretty special. I took a picture with 2 other people, and I threw something away, and I started a new part of my journey. And then nobody had ever showed me that in my life before, that I could do that every single day of my life. I'm not a religious guy, but you know what? Super, super powerful. I know there's funding that's got to be had. I'm not standing here to fund this thing. I'm so grateful. I personally just got to go through the program. I am telling you that every firefighter should have the opportunity to go through this program. And you know what? So should chiefs, because they're the ones that are looking after our firefighters. I so believe in that program. I'm so grateful I got to go. I really want to thank you guys for listening to me. And you know what? If you can get a member that's struggling into that program, please do it. It is amazing. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Steve.